and welcome back to Rev It Up episode number 19. The driver for number 19 will be Rochester, Minnesota's Dustin Sorensen on the World of Outlaw Late Model Tour. He had a good run at the USA Nationals at Cedar Lake Speedway this past weekend. A lot of rainouts this past weekend as USMTS was set to come up and visit our neck of the woods up here. As Friday they were slated to head to the Fairmont Raceway, Saturday Winneshiek Raceway, and Sunday Mason City Motor Speedway, but the weekend got washed out due to a rainout at the Fairmont Raceway Park, and then all day Friday rains led to some flooding at the Winneshiek Raceway, and Winneshiek Raceway said only a 20% chance to race. They ended up racing, but without the USMTS as travel distance, they said with a chance of racing, they just didn't want the guys coming from all the way down south to come up, and if they were not going to be able to race. So, you have to understand that with the price of fuel these days and travel distance to not come up and turn around and head right back. So, no USMTS, USA Nationals. Friday portion was rained out, so a lot of rain. Chateau was rained out. Mississippi Thunder rained out. A lot of rain was the storyline. But Winneshiek did get their weekly program in. Mason City got their weekly program in. Rock Rapids will go over their results as well as USA National results. So let's get into Rev It Up now. Only a month away now are the Tri-State Late Models when they come to the Cresco Speedway on September 6th. Drivers like Trevor Anderson out of Watertown, South Dakota, Corey Grumper out of Newman Grove, Nebraska, Cody Thompson out of Sioux City, Iowa, Shane DeMay out of Denison, Iowa, Justin Zeitner out of Melbourne, Iowa, Chris Polzak out of Esterville, Iowa, Chris Kranz out of Watertown, South Dakota, Elton Polzak out of Esterville, Iowa, and JT Wasman will all be at the Cresco Speedway with the Tri-State Late Models and much more. And the USRA Modifieds will be there too, possibly with some USMTS flair if they can fit in their schedule, as some drivers are looking for USRA national points and already have some modified drivers that have committed to coming, so it should be a good show at the Cresco Speedway. See you at the races. Are you looking for speed on the track? Well, I have a solution for you, and that solution is Rage X. Get a hold of Harley Dice or Jake Tim today. They make B mods and A mods. And the best thing about Rage X is they don't just give you your car and send you off. They give you technical support with everything you need, and they're racers too. They'll help you throughout the season. So find your speed with Rage X Chassis. You can find them at Rage X on Facebook. Let's get into the Rev It Up power rankings from this past week. At number 1 will be Joshua Munson in the $25 out of Clear Lake, Iowa. He stayed at number 1 from the past week. Number 2 will be Gavin Bartella out of Casson in the 18 Junior. He was not ranked last week. Number 4 will be Justin Rodriguez in the 32X in 4th. And 3rd will be Dustin Gobronson in the 6th from South Dakota. He was not ranked last week. Number 5 will be Zach Smith in the 18Z from Manly, Iowa. He'll be 5th. Jeremy Wagner in the 7JO will be 6th. He was number 4 last week. Gavin Greer in the 35G will be 7th. He was not ranked last week. And 8th will be Parker Anderson in the 47P. He was 2nd last week, and now he's 8th. Peyton Harrison in the 03 will be 9th, and Scott Spilly will be 10th in the power rankings for this past week. B mods will look like Taylor Skauge will be number 1 for this week. He was 4th last week. Dustin Cruz out of Baltic, South Dakota will be number 2, not ranked last week. Alex Wazinger will be 3rd in the 32Z. Clay Beamer will be 4th. Ben Modry will be 5th. Dave Kennedy in the 21K will be 6th. Tanner Kosker will be 7th. Adam Rogic will be 8th. Ashton Pankow 9th. And Caden Brunner will round out the top 10 in the power rankings. Stock car power rankings are going to look like Tyler Cadwalder in the 69er. He was not ranked last week. He'll be number one. The 34 of Braden Brower out of Eota, Minnesota. He'll be number two. He was ninth last week. The 15 of Mitch Hovden out of Decorah, Iowa. He'll be three. He was four last week. The number three of Kelly Shryock. He'll be four. He was not ranked last week. The number five of Derek Green. He'll be fifth. He was number two last week. Number six of Miles McHale. He'll be sixth this week, not ranked last week. Number 33 JR of Taylor Dolan. He'll be seventh. Marcus Swadek will be eighth. Braden Jerry will be ninth. In the 23, he was sixth last week. And Jordan Ragsdale or Wadzonski in the XX will be 10th. Turbo Tyler Erb out of New Waverly, Texas picks up the win. And behind him will be Brandon Shepard out of New Berlin, Illinois, up 4 spots. Hudson O'Neill out of Martinsville, Indiana, will come home third, up 2 spots. Nick Hoffman out of Mooresville, North Carolina, up 5 to get fourth. Devin Moran out of Dresden, Ohio, will finish fifth. Trey Mills out of St. Augustine, Florida, will finish sixth, up 9 spots. Winona, Minnesota's Jake Tim will finish seventh, up 3 spots. And Tim McCready out of Watertown, New York, will finish eighth. Cody Overton out of Thompson, Georgia, up 3 spots to finish ninth. And Tanner English will round out the top 10, up 9 spots. Results from the Rapid Speedway in Rock Rapids, Iowa. Dustin Gobronson out of Sioux Falls, South Dakota, picks up the win in the Hobby Stocks. Hobby Stocks paid $1,000 to win. Parker Anderson out of Welcome, Minnesota, come home second. Tyler Sternberm out of Sioux Falls, South Dakota, come home third. Justin Regeras out of Mindenberg, Iowa, come home fourth, up 5 spots. Tracy Haluska out of Worthington, South Dakota, will come home fifth. Nick Brady out of Sioux Falls, South Dakota, will come home sixth. Jeremy Wagner out of Grettinger, Iowa, will come home seventh, up 9 spots. Payne Harrising out of Sioux Falls, South Dakota, will come home eighth, up 6 spots. Dylan Fitzpatrick out of Esterville, Iowa, will come home ninth. Jeff Zern out of T, South Dakota, will come home 10th, up 9 spots. The Black Six of Dustin Cruz picks up the win in the B mods, up 4 spots. Clay Beamer out of Fairmont will come home second. Dave Kennedy out of T, South Dakota, comes home third. Derek Van Vitelhuizen out of Rock Rapids, Iowa, will come home fourth. Tanner Kosker out of Chalsker, South Dakota, will come home fifth. Corbin Erickson out of Sioux Falls, South Dakota, will come home sixth. Randy Van Vitelhuizen out of Rock Rapids will come home seventh. Marlon Kretsch out of Laverne will come home eighth. Leroy Rolfs out of Canton, South Dakota, will come home ninth. And Jason Stegman out of Sheldon, Iowa, will come home 10th. Rich Jury picks up the win in the stock cars. Jordan Rozanski comes home second. Levi Vanderwhite comes home third, up 3 spots. Caden Wessels comes home fourth. Tanner Vanentop will come home fifth. Braden Brower out of Eota will go up 4 spots to get sixth. Trevor Kretsch will come home seventh. Colby Klassen out of Little Rock will come home eighth, up 5 spots. Derek Green will come home ninth, and Scott Overgaard will come home 10th. Results from the Winneshiek Raceway in the USREB mods. Adam Rogich picks up the win out of La Crescent, Minnesota. Dale Schwaman out of Fort Atkinson will come home second. Lily Reps out of Utica will come home third, up 3 spots. Taylor Scouty out of Caledonia will come home fourth, up 4 spots. Philip Edie will come home fifth. Ashton Pankow out of Elmo will come home sixth. Kyle Anderson out of Decorah will go up 7 to get 7th. Dan Hovden will finish 8th out of Decorah, up 4 spots. Braden Schaffenbiel will finish 9th, and Mike and Iverson will round out the top 10. USRA Hobby Stocks, Joshua Munson picks up the win, goes up 4 spots. Scott Spilly out of Cresco, Iowa, will finish second, up 2 spots. Jason Newkirk out of Austin, Minnesota, will finish third. Steve Larson out of Decorah, Iowa, will finish fourth, up 4 spots. Ryan Crooks out of Ionia, Iowa, will finish fifth. Junior Boyer out of Kelmer will finish sixth, up 5 spots. BJ Dahl out of Kelmer will finish 7th, up 7 spots. Devin Holthouse out of Cresco will finish 8th. Rylan Curran out of Cresco will finish 9th. And Jacob Monson will round out the top 10. USRA tuner results look like this. Dylan Reilly out of Waukon with the win, up 1 spot. Joe Roslick out of Long Grove, Iowa, come home second. Nolan Lurch out of West Union, Iowa, come home third, up 2 spots. Dalton Fells out of Kelmer, Iowa, come home fourth. Tom Kessel out of Waukon will come home fifth. Harry Kessel out of Cresco, Iowa, come home sixth. Landon Johnson out of Waukon, Iowa, come home seventh. USRA stock cars. Mitch Hovden from Decorah picks up the win, up 7 spots. Brady Williamson from Rochford will come home second. Chris Hovden will come home third. Jason Schlangen from Cresco, Iowa, up 3 spots to get fourth. Travis Shipman from Cresco, Iowa, will get fifth. Marcus Schwadek from Ridgeway up 9 spots to finish sixth. Taylor Donlin up 12 spots to get seventh. Cody Torkelson will finish eighth. Kevin Donlin up 3 spots to finish ninth, and Brandon Dietrich up 7 spots to finish 10th. Dawson Kleebler picks up the win in the Eco Mods, up 6 spots. Brad Schwerk out of Holman, Wisconsin, come home second. Tony Holm out of Rochester will go up 7 to get third. Skylar Hovey out of Fayette will finish fourth, up 4. Scott Ponish out of Waukon will finish fifth. Robert Michael 6th. Colin Jones 7th. Alex Van Pelt will finish 8th. Alex Kelsch will finish 9th, and Ryan Halverson will round out the top 10. USA National results. The Smooth Operator picks up the win, up 9 spots. Brandon Shepard will come home second. Ethan Dotson will come home third, up 3 spots. Hudson O'Neill up 16 spots to fourth. Dustin Sorensen up 9 spots to fifth. Tanner English will go to sixth. Tim McCready up 2 spots to seventh. Cody Overton up 3 spots to eighth. Jason Fager will go up 9 spots to ninth, and Tyler Erb will go up 7 spots to 10th. Results from the Mason City Motor Speedway. Joshua Munson up 4 spots yet again. Started fifth on Saturday night, and he started fifth on Sunday night, and the same results. Up 4 spots to pick up the win to Joshua Munson, as now that's win number 13 on the season for Joshua Munson, and he's cooking on all cylinders, you can say. Zach Smith out of Manly up 11 spots to come home second. Gavin Bartell will come up 13 to finish third. Colby Gulp will finish fourth. Scott Doe will finish fifth, up 2 spots. Oliver Munson will finish sixth, up 8 spots. Carter Coop will finish seventh. Jacob Munson will finish eighth. Tyler Crimmins up 6 spots to finish ninth. Tanner Green will finish 10th. Taylor Skauge will get the USRAB mod win. Behind him will be Ben Modry out of Protovent. Gage Motto will come home third. Alex Weisinger will come home fourth, up 7 spots. Caden Brunner will come home fifth. Jamie Hillier will come home sixth. George Norman 7th. Ashton Pankow 8th. Zach Tannehill 9th. And Rylan Reitzel will come home 10th. Kelly Shryock will pick up the USRA stock car win, up 5 spots. Derek Green will come home second. Braden Jerry will come home third. Blake Adams will come home fourth, up 3 spots. Braden Brower will come home fifth. Miles McHale will come home sixth, up 13. Jesse Brown will come home seventh, up 4 spots. Brandon Hare will come home eighth. Mike Meyer will come up 9, up 11. Chance Hollett will finish 10th. USRA modified win goes to Reese Solander, up 1 spot. Lance Murray goes up 2 to second. Nick Murgic will finish third. Jim Chisholm up 4 to fourth. Alex Williamson will go up 5 to fifth. Harley Dice will finish sixth. Kevin Stowe 7th. Landon Volkman will fall to 8th. Gabe Hodges will finish 9th. And Al Hano out of Clear Lake will round out the top 10. That will be this week's edition of Rev It Up. Make sure you stay tuned to Rev It Up on Facebook to keep in touch with Rev It Up, as we will have some more Under the Helmets coming out this week. As if you missed last week, we had Under the Helmet with Jackson Hale and USMTS point leader Brandon Davis. You don't want to miss those. Go ahead to Rev It Up on YouTube channel now, as those were some great interviews with those two. We'll have more results from next week on Monday, and it's keep in touch with Rev It Up. Make sure you stay in touch with us on Facebook and head over there and follow on Facebook. You've listened to Rev It Up.